got my job or I started my business, and this month I've successfully earned 2 coins. Example. So every month my company pays me these 2 coins. And like I always preach, ESI, I follow that. Earn, save, invest. So I earned. I'm gonna save a little bit because I need to pay my bills. I have to spend on a lifestyle and all that. So I took out 1 coin. 1 coin is gonna go into investments. Now these 2 coins are my earnings. One I'm using it for my needs, and one is gonna go into investments. I've done my proper research. I put it into a proper good stock, which gives me at least 1 more extra coin in that month. Usually doesn't work like that, but I just wanted to show you an example of how compounding works. But let's just say I've invested in a stock which gives me 1 extra coin for every coin I invest. May I have 2 coins, though I invested only 1 coin because the market worked with me and not against me. If I'm a stupid guy, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove these 2 coins and use it for myself. Never do that. Carry it forward, reinvest it into Feb, and don't forget you earn 2 more coins every month from your job, from your business. I take 1 from my needs, again 1 more goes into investment. Now I have 3 coins in Feb. Is it gonna stay like that? No, I just told you I invested into stock which gives me 1 extra coin for every coin that I put. So in Feb I have 3 coins invested. By the end of Feb, this gave me 3 more coins. I'm gonna carefully reinvest all this into March. Look at the magic of compounding. Now again March, I'm gonna earn from my job, from my business, 2 more coins. 1 I'm gonna take it for my needs. 1 is gonna go into investment again. Do you see the way I'm putting only one coin in each month, but it ended up with 7 coins here? And by the end of March, like I told you, I'm putting this into a stock which gives me 1 extra coin for every coin I put. Now here are like almost 7 coins. This is gonna generate crazy 7 more coins for me. Total I have 14 coins here in March. While every month I'm earning only 2 coins and putting only 1 coin every month, I ended up with so much of money. That is the beauty of compounding. That is the power of compounding, the magic of compounding. What's up guys? Kaise ho? Hello, hope everyone is doing great. Did you see the way everything works? That is how rich people stay rich. That is how successful people make money work for them, and they don't ever work for money. Of course, they do lots of hard work and all that, but definitely they have an investment plan. In this video, as promised, I'm going to tell you about my personal investments. I'll be talking about all the mutual funds that I have invested in. I'll show you my portfolio literally. Before this, I'll be telling you the tools that I use, how I research about a particular company before I invest my money into it, because groundwork is more important than just investing. If you don't learn about a company before investing, then you're putting your money into a well. The ins and outs, the ethics of the company, all these facts matter a lot before you put your hard-earned money into it. First thing, remember, I've always told you about this ESI. Prefer ESI over EMI. Don't go for EMIs. That should be the last thing in your head. At least at a young age, don't do that. Now before going ahead, talking about basics. Basically, you need a demat account, which can be opened easily through a bank, through many facilitators nowadays like Upstocks, 5paise. These are the things that I use to invest my money into mutual funds or stocks. Chalo, you save some money, you want to invest it. But before going ahead, make sure you definitely research about that particular stock. Whoever tells you about that stock, about that mutual fund, you have to do your research about it. How the company performed in the last 5 years, in the last 3 years. There's a pattern that needs to be seen. For all this purpose, I use something called ticker tape. You can even do Google search, find news about it, but if everything is there at one place, it's much more convenient and much more helpful. So first tool you have to have in mind before investing is a research tool. This is like a Wikipedia of stocks. It has all the information about stocks, its history, how it performed in the last 5 years, how it's performing, the future projections, a lot of analyst research. It's really good. I actually took a pro membership of ticker tape. Let me show you how it looks. So as you can see, this is the main ticker tape website, tickertape.in. I'll be posting all the links in the description later. And for example, you want to research about a stock. Like I told you, this is a proper Wikipedia or proper dedicated Google search engine for stocks. Just type in any stocks of India, say Reliance Industries. I have my investment in this, so there you go. There's a complete analysis report of Reliance Industries. This is 1 day ka graph. You can change it to 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 5 years. Also the systematic investment plan, SIP. I'll talk about systematic investment plan later. This is also something you have to consider while investing. It shows you proper graphs of every single minute, how the stock has been performing. This is for 1 day. If you click on 1 week, this is a performance in the last 1 week, 5 years. See, look at the way Reliance Industries grew, 147% returns. So people who have invested like 5 years back in April 2015, in April 2019, they have 147% in returns. Now tell me, are you going to get 147% hike in your job in 5 years? maybe, but then you have to work every single day going to office. I'm not saying you stop working, but you see, you have to also put your money into such mutual funds, into such stocks. While you're working, you're sleeping, the money works for you. 147%, that's crazy. Apart from this, you can do a lot of research about this, like forecasts, and you get this analyst rating, which I really like. These are like advices from experts. It shows the rating. 80% of analysts have suggested that investors can buy this stock. It makes some informed predictive estimates, and it determines the direction of future trends of that particular stock. This is really beautiful. Also, one more thing I really like about this is you have something called return versus FD rates. This tells you if investing in this particular stock is better than investing in a conventional fixed deposit. And it gives you proper information about dividend returns. It says stock doesn't offer attractive dividend returns. And then even this is really good entry point. If it's in green, it tells you whether this is the right time to invest in the stock or not. There is also news about this particular stock. So for example, if you select a Reliance Industries, if you see the last but one tab, you have news 8 minutes ago, 1 hour ago, 3 hours ago, everything about Reliance, what's happening with Reliance. You might not understand all this right now, but when you get into it properly, you will understand how to make use of all this information and whether or not you have to invest in this particular company. In our biking terms, it's just like investing into a bike. Before you go and put your money into a bike, like I keep telling you, you have to do your test rides, you have to do a little bit of research, all the analysis, and then you go and put your money in that bike. Only then you can really enjoy it. Same way, when you're putting your money into something like this, you have to do your research, and that is where ticker tape comes in. I personally prefer mutual funds because they are safer. Stocks is like a little bit risky unless and until you master the stocks. No one did that till now, but all this analysis, algorithms, they're making life so easy. Before, I used to ask people whether market mood is fine right now to invest or not. Now it's just a meter like this which is actually showing me whether it's the right time to invest your money or no. Like I said, you can't just rely on this meter. This is one of those hundreds of factors you have to consider. You'll be learning all this as you grow. Also, if you're new to stocks and all that, like most of us are, you have this learn section here where it will teach you a little bit about stock market investing. It's a lot of information about the basics. That's like a quick handbook of investing for beginners. You can literally use all these hundreds of filters to select your stocks. Anyways, this is the go-to tool that I use, ticker tape, for all the proper fundamental analysis of a particular stock. Now for the most awaited and the most important thing, I'll be showing you my stocks, my mutual funds. Actually, I don't invest in stocks. I invest in mutual funds because they are risk-free. Not risk-free exactly, because right now in the last 7 years I've been investing, this is the lowest it's ever gone to. I lost like a lot of money because of the ongoing pandemic, so you can just sit and wait for the markets to get better. Okay, let me explain you about mutual funds and SIP. Which one is better for you? In mutual funds, you directly invest a lot of money, a bulk amount, say 1 lakh rupees at once. But problem is, most of us might not have 1 lakh at once. What I do is, every month 10,000 rupees I designated towards SIP directly from my account. Every month 10,000 rupees is debited, 10,000 rupees needs to go towards mutual funds. So every month 10,000 is much better than investing at once 1 lakh. Right, you get the point, right? So if you're starting into investing and all, I think you should start with SIP. The lowest you can do is I think 1,000 rupees or something. I think 1,000 rupees a month is not a big task. So lots of gyan ho gaya abhi. Let me show you my mutual funds. All right, there you go, guys. Like I promised, these are the names of the mutual funds that I've invested in. Like, this is my proper portfolio. I don't think I'll be naming all the mutual funds from here because there are literally, you see how many are there. So it is practically impossible to name that. Maybe a couple of funds I'll read right now, and rest I'll put it in the description. So first one, if you see, Aditya Birla Sun Life Equity Advantage Fund. This is the first mutual fund, and as you go, next one is Aditya Birla Sun Life Focused Equity. This Advantage Fund and this Focused equity fund. So an equity fund is a little bit different when compared to an advantage fund. All these terms and all that you'll understand when you talk to a proper wealth manager. Now this company made me a little bit of profit compared to all the other mutual funds, even in this kind of pandemic situation. See this Access Arbitrage Fund. This gave me 12.78% gain. Next fund I have is DSP Equity Opportunities Fund, and then DSP Tax Saver Fund. I'm telling you right, guys, these have been invested since, if you see the dates here, 2018, 2016, literally from the last 7 years I have, almost from 2013 I've been investing. So every month I invest a certain amount of money, which automatically debits from my account. Whether I authorize it or not, I have to maintain that minimum balance so that it goes towards a good thing like this, which will make my future secure. See, this has made a lot of loss, minus 15%. I've invested 90,000 in which stock? This is HDFC Midcap Opportunities Fund, and look at the loss, minus 13,000. So 90,000 ho gaya, almost 77,000 rupees. So this didn't work out for me. Actually, this was working really well, but the problem is right now the situation. All the other names, Invesco India Tax Plan, Invesco India Contra Fund, all these funds, I'll be putting all these names in the description. On the whole, you can see, luckily it came down to minus 7%. Before last week, actually, it was minus 23%, the lowest I've ever seen on this page, which is still making me a huge loss for now, but I'm hoping that this is going to be set fine after a couple of days, after all these issues sort out. These trends keep happening. This happened a couple of years back, but then the advantage with mutual funds is that your money, if for example say 1 lakh rupees you want to invest in mutual funds, what happens is, if you're putting that 1 lakh rupees say into HDFC stock, so 1 lakh goes into that stock, and if that company falls, your whole money is going to go for a toss. 1 lakh is going to become maybe 20,000, sometimes 30,000. You're going to have like crazy losses. Mutual funds, on the other hand, your 1 lakh is going to get divided into many companies. The mutual fund, for example, the HDFC mutual fund, what they're going to do is, your 1 lakh is going to get invested into maybe 20 companies or maybe more. And if one company is working out well, if that company is giving say 40% profit, all the remaining 19 companies out of the 20 total companies are giving you a loss of 2-3% loss. Still, because of this one particular company, you're going to get a weighted average. You'll stay positive. That's the beauty of mutual funds. Mutual funds, for you and me, it's more safer. And like I told you, SIP is much more better because you need not put 1 lakh at once. So there, as promised, I've shown you all the names of mutual funds. But then now remember, don't blindly go with this name and go and invest. This worked for me. That doesn't mean that should work for you. I'll tell you why. There's a time factor that plays a major role when it comes to stocks and when it comes to mutual funds. Like I explained here, Jan May I invested 1 coin, which became 2 coins by the end of Jan. Those became 4 coins, 4 coins became 8 coins. So there's a time factor going on. I've been investing since the last 6 to 7 years. So 6 to 7 years of time factor that has compounded really well. And today, like last month, it was showing me 25% positive. So if I've invested say 10 lakhs, it was almost 25% up, which means 2.5 lakhs was just getting without doing anything. You see how the money is working for me? So don't blindly go with the names which I have suggested and don't invest in that. Definitely there might be a huge loss as well. It might not work for you. I'm telling you again, it might not work for you. You do your proper research before doing all these very sensitive things. So I hope this video motivates you a little bit towards investment. The whole purpose of showing you all these investments is just to motivate you guys. I am not personally getting anything out of this video. And before ending this video, I would like to tell you a small story about the great Warren Buffett. At 9 years of age, when you and me were still playing with toys like these, he used to sit at a cool drink vending machine and observe consumer behavior. Consumer behavior, such big words. He did all this at 9 years of age. He used to sit and see what people used to drink more. He used to go collect all the bottle caps of the cool drink brands. In the end of the day, he used to see which brand sold more. This way, he understood that Coke sells more. That is the way you need to do your research as well. The way I've shown you tickertape.in. You can see all this news and all that, and you'll understand consumer behavior trends, the future projections. Basically, at that time, he did not have all this technology, so he had to go with literally bottle caps and all that. Now we have all this amazing technology, so you can definitely make use of that. And let's fast forward like 20-30 years. He invested a lot of money into Coca-Cola. Listen to this, very interesting. The CEO of Coca-Cola, who runs the Coca-Cola companies, he made $10 million that particular year, while Warren Buffett, who invested his money into the company, made $600 million. Now that's crazy, right? That's the power of investing. That is the reason you guys need to invest. I'm not saying you'll earn $600 million right now, but hopefully we can fight the inflation, go better than inflation, and at the end of our retirement time, the money starts working for us instead of we going and slogging our butts to work for money. Come on, how long are you going to go and work all the time for money? That should work for you. That should be the agenda. So then I'll quit the video here. Hit all the right buttons. Hit the like button especially. Share the video to a friend. It might be helpful to him. And if he's not subscribed, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I hope you guys start investing without wasting your money buying things that you don't need.